Hello, welcome back. I'm Jarrell from Sungrand. You are exactly who you need to be. This is episode 4 of Building a 50s Diner for a video game. This is the Frying Saucer Diner from Silver Falls. You can see the diner in Galaxy Bound Curse for the Game Boy. You can read about it in Heavy Shadow, which you can read for free online at silverfallsgame.com. And you hear a fair bit about the diner in 3 Down Stars for the Nintendo 3DS. So in previous episodes, we worked on a few different things. I'm going ahead and just going to start my timer here. And what we're going to do now is add a few more light fixtures, fill in the area behind the bar, and put in a couple more pieces of furniture. Now, one of the first things I noticed was that this bar section here is quite short. I would like it to extend all the way to the wall here. Now, I've already taken this model and I've popped it in the oven, and it seems about ready to take out. So, without further ado, I'll go ahead and just enable that one. You can see that it extends out a fair bit. I've accidentally moved a piece the wrong way, so I'm going to remove this part, and now we're going to shift this remaining section and this hatch over just a fair bit, like so. It's going to take a fair bit of fudging, so I'm not going to mess around with it too much at the moment. But you can see that at some point it will line up. Now, there are multiple ways that you can deal with something a little bit fiddly like this. That is to go into the modeling program and you can merge those vertices together. So put those objects into the same scene in your modeling program, merge the vertices together. Or a little bit faster, cheaper, and easier would be to use some sort of object that would be a border over that. You know, how you sort of have, something that goes over the bit of the floor there, like a seam or what have you. But I think later on I will go into the modeling program and I will merge them so it's quite a bit neater. Okay? Let's see. So people need somewhere comfortable to sit. Now, if you don't mind, I'll just have a sip of my coffee while I look through my prefabs. Okay, I believe we have a couch somewhere, so let's go ahead and look for that. Let me see here. This looks like the couch that I want. Okay, let's go ahead and set that there. Go ahead and rotate that. Okay. Now I'm thinking I might put a small coffee table here. It would be nice to have some magazines. You might be able to set your drink there. That would be nice. I'm imagining sitting in this diner at some point. This diner's probably open 24 hours. So it would be nice to have this diner. You can sit here on the couch. You can look out at the desert as the fog rolls in and enjoy the fire of the fireplace there. And again, I'm going to remove this pipe, build another one so that it can vent through the ceiling, which would make a lot more sense. Let's see here. So move that over just a fair bit. Forward. And of course, we'll do a fair bit of fiddling. Let's see here. Now, I think it would be nice to have a coffee table there to some extent. I have a few in my library, but I have one. I sort of checked ahead of time. Something nice and classic, possibly Victorian era. Yes, well, definitely Victorian era. Let's go ahead and set that there. Now, you see, this is designed to be a dining table, which isn't exactly what I want. But we can go ahead and scale that down like so. Let's see. And I'm going to shrink that down just a fair bit. And a little bit of magic. This is now a coffee table. Bob is your uncle. Now, things don't necessarily line up here. It's too close to the fireplace. The couch doesn't line up with it well, so we may not go with that. Let's move the couch in closer. I might leave this corner section free of seats so that it doesn't block the walkway here. Okay? But so far, this isn't really tickling me the way I want. So for the time being, let's try and shrink it a bit. See, that's comfortably away from the fireplace. Okay? You know what? I might be okay with that. Yeah, that's probably okay. So Let's go ahead and look at our lighting here above the bar. Now, I had tried moving one of these lights. I had tried duplicating this. You sort of have a look here. It's far too bright. When someone's had a long day, they're sitting at the bar. They don't want to be blinded by the light of justice. So they want something that's nice and easy on the eyes. I have brought in this blank model for anyone that's curious and interested in having a look and seeing how it looks before a model has any of its textures applied. So I'll go ahead and find my materials here. First, you will want your albedo, which would be your colors. Let's see here. Let's put our metallic map, which would be that there. In this case, it is also our occlusion map, which details how light is or isn't occluded from that object. Go ahead and put on our normal map. And lastly, our emission map. There we go. Actually, I'll go ahead and turn off emission, and you can see what it looks like. I should have turned off the emission first, actually. Let's go ahead and turn off the normal maps, and then we'll turn up, well, actually, we can just roll that down, and you can see it's quite flat. Let's roll that down as well. You can see it's very flat. There isn't a whole lot of interesting detail in terms of difference in lighting. Let's go ahead and turn our metallic map back up. Our occlusion, which is more subtle, and we will go ahead and get our normal map back in there with our normal. And there we go, full detail. Now we want our emission back on. You can see that they will have these lights here. What I'm going to do is actually tone them down a fair bit. Okay, there we go. And what I will do is now add a light source to that. I'm actually going to, my mouse is not happy at the moment. I'm going to copy the light source that we have. I must have grabbed the outermost portion of that. Okay, so you see I've selected the light. I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to Control C. We'll go here and we will actually, let's see, create an empty object. Then I can paste. It now becomes a child of this light. I'm going to reset this. All right. See, that pulled us right back out. I'm going to turn our gizmos on. We can see now. See, when you press the F key, it sort of shoots you all the way in the back. Now, this is far, far too bright. Okay. Also, our shadows are not real great there. So what I'm going to do is adjust the near plane. So if you have the light poking through, by default, it's like that. You can see the light is poking through the model. I'm going to dial that down to 1. Now you can see that the shadow is cast just right. It is too bright now. So I'm going to take that intensity. I'm going to roll that all the way down to, let's say, nice, gentle, happy 3. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit more warm now. There we go. Let's see how it reflects there. It might be a little bit too gentle. Let's go ahead and roll that up to a gentle 4. How does that look? Maybe that is okay now. This is a soft sort of amber light, and I think we'll roll with it for now. And if we decide that it's not quite right, when we turn the lights down of our scene, let's go ahead and just turn that right down. Let's see. Yeah, I quite like the color of that. I wonder how this will look at night. It would be quite nice, wasn't it? Wouldn't it? Okay. I'm going to select this light now. I'm going to apply this. Now that changes are stored in prefab, I'm going to duplicate it. Now you can see those nice reflections coming across in the bar table as well. So you can see in the version that I've created here, it's a little bit dark in this particular section. Let's go ahead and just bring one of these lights over so we can see it. You can see that now there are 2 sections that are empty, because normally this is designed to be used with these doors in place, which you can swing open. I had taken a section of this table, this countertop, and I'd actually stretched it out a fair bit. So if you look real closely, you can sort of see that it's stretched a bit. So I'm actually going to apply a grunge filter, which should mask some of that stretching, but it's quite difficult to tell what actually happened there. Let's go ahead and undo and get our light back to where we want it to be. Make sure that we've got the right counter material. So that's this nice sort of peach color, which I am going to dial back a bit. I'm going to make that a little bit brighter. If you don't mind, I'll have a sip of my coffee. Okay, let's go ahead and finish placing our lights here. What are we doing on time? We're around 10 minutes or so. Let's go ahead and bring that over again. Nice and light. We can fudge the placement because it's not so important. It's not critical to the structure. And in real life, these guys wouldn't have measured as they put these in. So I'm using these light fixtures as opposed to these globes because they give an eclectic look to the bar. These are mountain people, and they're here just to have a good time, and they think it's probably looks really cool to have a bar or pool table light as the sort of fixture above the bar. So if I need to make changes to any of these light bulbs, I can just, that's the F key sending me right back out the back door again. All right. You can adjust one, you can apply the changes, and it will apply it to all of the lights. I'll show you just quickly here that working in action. So I'm going to select my light bulb, and I'm going to say, wow, oh, it's so bright, wow. Okay, now select our parent object, apply that. Now you can see all the other lights are now much too bright. So let's go ahead and fix that again. We want to send that back down to 0.4. We'll select our parent object again, apply. You can see now all the lights are now softer and delicate. Now if you can see here at an oblique angle, this doesn't look quite nice. So we need anisotropic filtering. We're going to select our materials here, all of them, and we will set our anisotropic filtering to 10. And let's have a look at the difference. Sip of our coffee whilst we wait. Not too bad, if I don't say so myself. I did notice our ceiling as well. If you have a look at our ceiling, it's a little bit fuzzy. It's quite fuzzy. So let's go ahead. We'll go into our off-screen project view, and we will select all of our materials again, and we'll go into the anisotropic filtering, and that looks okay to me. Right, 3 maps. Now, in dealing with prefabs, you can see that Dodger, again, is quite big. Well, he's actually the normal. He's the right size. These seats are too small. And I probably wouldn't be too happy if I had to sit in a very small seat. So let's go ahead and just drop them in there. Yeah, that seems pretty low. So I don't want to have to do too much surgery. So I'm actually just going to scale that up just a fair bit. The problem is I don't want it to stick out. I don't want to have to realign things too much. I'm going to eyeball it. At the end of the day, it ain't a piano. Okay? Let's go ahead and bring that in just a fair bit. I'm going to bring that up. Okay. Let's go ahead. I don't want people to be too cozy now. Okay, so you can see that doesn't look good when that happens. So we can fudge that just a little bit to where it's not really perceptible. Okay, so now I think it's a little too high. Now we're going to need to do that a fair bit. So the table, I think, is much too low. Okay, let's go ahead and move that over just a little bit. That seems more comfortable for 2 people. Squeeze in 3 if you really needed to. So I am going to see, where would his knees be bending? All right, we're gonna have to do a little bit of surgery here. I'm going to select my character, going through to his bones, and I'm going to, actually, let's just duplicate him. I don't want to have to undo this here. A second Dodger. All right, let's go ahead and grab our bones. Okay, Here we go. And our knees. Does that look comfortable? Yeah, he looks pretty comfortable. Here we go. That looks like, see that cushion, of course, you sort of sit on it and it squishes down a little. So I'm thinking it's just a little bit too high now. Let's go ahead, just shrink it down a little bit. Actually, I don't want to mess with my scale. That's the problem. You can see these buttons are quite squishy. I'm going to even out the buttons now. And you can actually just do that because it drops down below the floor. And it gives us leeway. All right, now I think it's too deep because you want to be able to sort of rest back against that a fair bit. So here we go. Bring that in a little. That looks more comfortable to me. All right, how about that? And let's go ahead and lower just a little bit. Nope, that's too low. Right, actually about there looks comfortable because again, these seats compress as you sit on them. And in general, your knees would be more forward. They would be a bit more now like that and like that. Okay, that seems better to me. How is it compared to what it was before? Okay, so it's up just a fair bit. Okay. Now, table itself, as we look at our table here, that's the whole thing. Now, the difficulty is we're going to have to unpack the prefab completely, which is a little bit annoying. We're going to grab all of our items and we're going to move them out. We need to move that up because it is too low. I'm going to scale this guy up on like that. Okay. Grab Dodger again. This time we're going to check with his arms. Okay. Let's lean forward a bit. Okay. Lean forward a bit more. I'm going to use his left shoulder. Let's see. His arm be. Okay. Left forearm like that. Left arm. Oh. Don't necessarily want to do that. Okay, so you kind of want, if he leans forward, you want to be able to set your elbows on the table like that. There we go. Okay, check our left forearm again. Now his right arm's just kind of floating there. You know what? That's how it is. Half T pose. There we go. All right, there's still space for his knees, so I still think the table's a little bit low. You can see his elbows punching through the bottom, but that's his jacket. Jacket's quite fluffy. But it would make it difficult for him to slide in and out. Also, he's reaching down a fair bit to get to his food. I'm going to raise that up just a little bit more. All right, let's see how that looks. I'm going to raise that just a little bit. Okay. Okay. Copy that component. Let's see if we're able to put it into this guy. I want to paste. Let's see. Curses. Yeah. Here we go. We'll have to do this one at a time. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Now what I'm going to do in my editing program afterwards, I might want to even this out a bit. I'm going to see through the gameplay camera, but now I think there's this fair chunk here that's just a bit too tall. We're going to probably reduce that in our modeling program. Okay, let's see how it lined up. So we've sort of we're cutting into the other model a bit? No, actually I think we're fine. Okay, and now lastly, our table here is a little bit too narrow for two people. Let's go ahead and bring that out a little. Okay, let's bring that out just a little bit more. Let's see, two people side by side. Yeah, you could fit two people there. Okay, Donna, move over. Now you got a second person there. All right. You know what? It's feeling a little bit lonely in here. Actually, we're running on 20 minutes, so that's what we all have time for part 4. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's go ahead and grab your camera here with our post-processing, and let's have a look at what's going on. Okay, so I appreciate you for watching. Thanks for stopping by. That was part 4. If you've missed the other part 3s, it's too late. You've already missed them. They're gone forever. You'll never be able to find them again on our YouTube channel, but at least you got to see part 4. I hope you will tune in next time for part 5. Thank you very much for watching the Sungrand channel, and I hope you are enjoying the Silver Falls games. Please subscribe to the like button if you'd like to see more videos like this one. And if you'd like to see us cover more topics, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks very much, and we'll see you again soon.